Hello everybody and welcome to the dev server. Well, I haven't actually left it. I've actually just started this after my last video. Basically I'm just going to do a quick video looking at the tanks. I had a very quick glance over of it last time, mainly looking at the T-35 Premium. Because obviously multi-turret tank, bit of a troll tank, you know, everyone wanted to see it. Well, I guess everyone would want to see it. Didn't really look at the ordinary tanks that have been added into the game. We'll start off with the Russians. Now, it's mainly Germans who are getting new stuff. It seems to be mainly flak panzers and, you know, AA tanks. We'll quickly pop over to the patch notes to show you all the tanks. As you can see here, 6 tanks for the Russians. CSU, CU2, CUT, sorry, CSU 57, T-35, T-54 Type 1947, and the T-3, which is a Panzer IIIJ with a Lead 42 cannon. Now, 2 of them are premium. Sorry, 3 of them are premium. The T-3, T-35, and I think the CUT. It's that or the CSU. It's one of them. Germans getting the 4 flak panzers. Panzer II Ors H, Panzer III Ors J, length 60 gun, Panzer IV Ors J, Panzer, I think there's a command tank, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Panzer IV Ors J, Marder 3, Stug 3G, and the KV-1. Now, unlike the Russians, most of these are normal tanks, except for the few premiums are the Panzer II Ors H, which has a 50mm gun, and the KV-1 with the K40. So, yeah, most of these Russians are getting, well, 50-50 premiums. Germans are getting mostly normal tanks, which there's been a lot of complaints that Russia is basically overpowered, especially in the later tiers. So they seem to be sort of trying to help the Germans out a bit more. Now, before I get properly onto discussing the different tanks, I should leave a little disclaimer. I don't actually play tanks that much, so obviously I'm a lot less experienced with them than with aircraft. Now you might be wondering why I haven't played tanks. Well, I've started playing it a bit more lately, but I didn't play it originally for this reason. Yes, that is the map, and no, there is no ground. Basically because of a flaw with Intel, something to do with the 3D settings, the ground was about 200-300 meters below me. Obviously not exactly practical, and you'll see what this looks like from the air in about 2 seconds. See, I'm just approaching the target in a Stuka. Heavy cruisers, you can see all air tanks. Looks perfectly normal. Just give it a few more seconds. In any second now you'll see a bit of a stuttering, possibly maybe juddering. At the moment we're still advancing, everything's still going okay. This map is jungle, by the way. Only seems to happen on certain maps, and there you go. Yeah, the map becomes see-through, or to be exact, the ground is more exact. The ground sort of teleports about 100 meters below you, which is yeah, makes it extremely dodgy to play. Kind of advantageous in that everything shows up a bit better, but you can't see, you know, hills and stuff. Yeah, so that kind of makes taking cover and trying to shoot the enemy a bit dodgy because you know, you think you're looking at the enemy when you're actually looking at a hill. But yeah, that's why I haven't done a lot of tanks lately. I was all played to this clip. It's only got 20 seconds left, or 10 seconds. Yeah, got a hit, and any second now should be, yeah, about to be shot down. There we go. So that's why I don't really play tanks. We'll start off with the premiums. We've already looked at the T-35 a little bit. We're not really going to test drive them that much. Just loading up the T-35. Like I've said before, multi-turret tank. 2 45mm guns and 76mm howitzer. So the howitzer low velocity, you know, more high explosive. The 45mm guns are for more taking out tanks, and a lot of ammo, a lot of crew. I think I counted 10 or something last time. Hasn't got the best armour. Whole armour at the front is 30, turret only 20. It's actually got thicker armour at the back on the turret, 30mm. And the whole armour for the rest of it is just 20, you know, on the sides of the hull and the front and back of the turret. Of course, with sloping, it can be slightly thicker, but not much, like 31mm, 40mm, depending on where you're aiming at. Really, this tank is quite ridiculously easy to penetrate. And I've tried using it, you know, I did actually do a test drive and it is slow as hell. It seems more like a troll tank, or not something you seriously take if you want to win the battle. Paper thin armour, the guns are hard as hell to actually aim. I mean, you can't actually fire all the guns at once, or you can if you're at a very, very specific angle. And because they're all firing at different velocities and different angles, only one or none of them are going to hit, so you have to sort of fire them all one at a time. Howitzer, like I said, is pretty low velocity. The machine guns you can't use yet. You're mainly going to be relying on the 45mm guns, but again, 2 different turrets, paper thin armour. Maybe it could be used effectively if you manage all these guns right, you know, fire them one at a time or something. Using the, you know, your 360-degree angle from, you know, all your turrets can fire. One of your turrets can be firing at some point. You know, every point is covered on this tank, but yeah, it doesn't really seem like that good a tank. Like I said, 50 tons, max speed 17 miles an hour. Reloading rate 5.2 seconds. I suppose that's something good about it. And pretty bad armour penetration. 23mm at 100 meters. I'm guessing that's with the howitzer though. Now, the other tank, the Tu-3, like I said, it's just a captured German Panzer III. Panzer IIIJ with the length 42 gun, I think it is. 50mm gun. Okay armour. This is the one with the thicker armour at the back rather than the sides. Go here. Yeah, 50mm here, but only 30mm here. I can't remember exactly. I think it's something to do with retreating, or because obviously if you reverse, you're going to be going quite slow. So it's something to do with being able to turn around and go full speed. Not entirely sure if that sort of line of thought actually worked out. Got good penetration, 58mm at 100 meters, 36 at 1000. So fairly decent penetration. Well, I think it is anyway. Remember, I don't play tanks much. Max speed of 33 miles an hour. 21 tons, so quite fast. Packs an okay punch, I suppose. And obviously it's premium, so you get double, well, not double, but you know, more lions. What else have we got? Is it the CUT? That was the other premium. Now this is actually quite weird. It looks more like it looks like a tank destroyer, but it's actually a we go for modifications. It's actually a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. So yeah, I was quite surprised at that. Armour, it's got okay armour. It's got quite good armour at the front actually. 45mm on the hull. It doesn't say, yeah, but that's mainly at the bottom. The main area is 35, but effective thickness of 60 to 40, depending on where you shoot. 37mm gun. It's got okay armour penetration actually. 57mm at 100 meters, or 33 at 1000. Not better than I thought it would be. Turret armour isn't that great. If we go into X-ray, only 2 people in the whole tank, so yeah, if driver and a gunner, that could actually turn out quite badly if one of them was to be killed or injured. Weighs only 8 tons, 26 miles an hour. So I suppose fairly nimble. Maybe not the best in the world. Fires something like 300 shots per minute, but it only has 200 shots. So 260 shots per minute, but only 200 shots. It's a quite fast firing gun, but ammo is going to be its limitation. And of course a premium again, so extra rewards. Now the other tanks added. Look at the T-54 first. This is the model 1947. We'll actually go back. 200 turret armour. 200 turret armour. Hull armour 100. Actually has thicker, 20mm thicker hull armour at the front. And 100, I believe, quite a bit, but thinner on the turret. Yeah, on the turret. The 51 version is 160 on the turret side, 65 on the rear turret. Is it the rear turret? Yeah, turret, and the 47 has only 125 and 50. So yeah, it's got slightly better frontal armor on the turret, but slightly worse hull rear and side armor. But still, it's going to be quite a tough tank, especially since it's got a lower battle rating, 7.3 and 8.0. Yeah, so it's one of those tanks you're really going to have to flank to deal any damage with. Reloading rate is 16.3 seconds, so I suppose that's quite a bad thing for it. Quite thick armour at the front when you take into account sloping. Well, I've got 300 odd millimeters here, 350 odd here. It's 36 tons and top speed of 28 miles an hour, so again, not as nimble as some of the earlier tanks, but still quite fast. Armour penetration, wow, 175 at 100 and 145 at 1000, so only loses 30 millimeters of penetration between the, for the extra 900 meters. Now again, we can't use the machine gun on top. I believe we will be able to in the future. Quickly look at the X-ray. 4-man crew, driver, gunner, loader, and commander. Yeah, commander. Ammo's stored in quite a few places, but it's got to go through that thick frontal armour. If you hit it from the side, you could, where the armour's slightly thinner, could ammo wreck the enemy, or yeah, you could ammo wreck the enemy. Turret you could try as well from the side. Not on the left side though. The rear and the right side, mainly at the back of the turret, seems to be its weak spot for ammo racking. Again, like I said, I don't really play tanks, but this does seem like quite a good tank. Now, what else was added? The 2 AA guns, the CSU-37, the 57-2. Look at the CSU-37 first. Again, it looks like not that great hull armour. I mean, if you're against early tanks, yeah, but by this point you're probably going against quite heavy tanks. Can go up to effective thickness of about 60 odd, but they're at really specific points. The bits you're aiming at, you're going to cause quite a bit of damage. Show X-ray. Good news is most of it's at the back, so it's got to go through the driver and all this stuff to get to the ammo and the crew. But bad news is they've only got like 20mm or under 20mm thickness at the I'll call it the turret area. Getting 37mm cannon, can fire only 160 shots, but it has more ammo, so better than the CUT in that respect. Armour penetration, getting quite good armour penetration. If you're close range, 57mm, probably not too great in this tier, I suppose. Though 12 tons, 26 miles an hour, max speed. Seems like an alright AA tank. Whether it'll do any good in battle, I'm not entirely sure. Seems kind of vulnerable, but I suppose it is an AA tank. It's not meant to be going against other tanks. The next one has caused a bit of an outroar, because there were some people who just refused to believe it was introduced in the time frame. Prototype of it was the CSU and CSU-57, and yes, it's twin 57mm cannons. They can fire 120 shots a minute and has 250 odd ammo. Really bad armour though. I mean, literally, even with sloping, it's barely getting 25mm. 30 tops at really specific points, and that's on the whole. The turret it's just awful. It's just awful. I mean, this is something you really want to keep behind the lines. It's actually got better at the rear because of the, in some places because of the well, actually no, that's flat down, so yeah, you wouldn't be hitting it at that angle. Yeah, this is just bad armour, but again, it's an AA tank, so it's not really expected to be shot at. Go to X-ray, and there is a ton of ammo all over the place. The only thing stopping it is literally the armour, the fuel tank, and the driver. One shot goes through the driver and hits that ammo, you are going to cause a lot of damage. The turret is literally surrounded by ammo. There was only 4 crew. Well, again, for an AA tank, I suppose you're not expecting to lose many. The commander, gunner, loader, driver. You've got a lot of engine stuff at the back. I suppose that could help with protecting the rear. Honestly, it seems like a good AA tank, but it's not something, you know, if you get shot at, you're screwed. Doesn't actually have armor penetration for some reason. I don't know if it only fires high explosive or something. Yeah, it's weird. With the full, it's 60mm at 2,000 meters, 115 at 10 meters. Yeah, even with the best upgrade, with the best upgrade, you could actually probably take on a decent amount of tanks. 83mm at 2,132 at 10 meters. If you surprise a tank, you could probably do some damage. But yeah, this is something I want to keep behind the lines if I could. Now, this is the German tanks. Well, I'm looking at the Panzer BFW4, the command tank, which has this weird skirt that seems to, well, mesh skirt that seems to vary in thickness for some reason. Depending on, I don't know, it seems to get thinner at the front or something. I don't know how that's working, but it's got a 75mm gun, okay penetration, or good penetration. 114mm at 100 meters, 84 at 1000. It's got okay front and it's always got okay front hull armor, not particularly great turret armor, very bad. Rear and side turret and hull armor. These skirt things, or whatever they're called around the turret, are probably you know, they help a little bit, but they're not going to be great. Reload rate 7.5 seconds. 24 miles an hour, 25 tons. Let's look at the X-ray. 5 crew. Driver and it's a machine gunner, and then gunner, loader, commander. Looking at it from the front. Oh, you've got an optics you can knock out. Didn't know about that. Seems like there's actually quite a good shot of the ammo from the front, especially between the driver and the gunner, machine gunner. Seems like you could probably do quite a bit of damage. Well, again, from the side, it all seems quite easy to hit. From the rear, you're just going to hit the engine and everything. Seems like an okay tank. Not the best in the world. Don't know if it's worth being a premium. But I suppose it's a unique tank. So I suppose there's some of you out there who might want it. The other premium was not the DAC, the Horse H. The Panzer II Horse H even. 35 miles an hour. Not very good armour. 30mm front on hull and turret. 20mm everywhere else. But it's got the 50mm gun with tarp or something protecting the roof. Not particularly well armoured. Got an okay gun. 187mm penetration at 100 meters. 65 at 1000, so it's only battle rating 3, so quite a good tank. Only 3 crew, driver, loader, gunner. Oh, commander, sorry. Commander fires the gun and commands. And all the ammo is at, you know, a lot of it's at the back, some of it's at the sides. Side ammo would be easy to hit, but the rear ammo would probably be quite hard to hit. Seems like a nice little tank, actually. Not well protected, but with its speed, you could do a lot of hit and run attacks with it. Now, the other premium was the KV-1B. Preview that. It's got the 75mm length 48 cannon. Go to there it is. 26 miles an hour, 50 tons. Hull armour very good. Turret armour extremely good. 100 odd millimeters all around the turret. 105mm around all of the turret. And remember, they're sloping, so it can be actually thicker than that. And the whole 75 on the front and rear, side, sorry, and 70 at the rear. But again, effective thickness here, at some points can go up to 150mm. Most of the time it only be just above 70, but, you know, quite good. This looks like a really good tank, actually. Penetrating 114mm at 100, oh, this is the same gun as the Panzer IV command tank, 114 at 100. 84 at 1000 meters. this seems like a really good tank, and I probably would recommend it if you're going to go for a premium. Costs 1,600, but yeah, this seems like probably one of the better tanks I've seen that's premium so far. Show the X-ray crit. Got machine gunner, driver, gunner, commander, loader. And the ammo's sort of in the tank, the middle of the tank, I suppose. Can't really see it properly from here. Oh, the fuel tank's covering up. I don't know how much protection the fuel tank would give. Probably would explode. It's such a heavily armoured tank. You're probably not gonna. It's not gonna be something you'd hit. You know, you wouldn't hit the ammo racks easily. Now the other tanks. Well, we've got the 4 AA tanks. The Verbal Wind, Flak Panzer 4 Verbal Wind. 450 shots a minute. 3,200 ammo. Very good tank for AA by the looks of it. Good hull armour, not very good turret armour, or good frontal hull armour. 80mm thick in quite a lot of places. Only 20 at other places, but not very good turret protection. Crew are probably quite exposed in there, and there is ammo all over the place. Seems like a nice little tank, fast firing. Not very good armor penetration, but seems again quite vulnerable. But we've got all the other, like with the AA tanks in the Russian tree, they're not something you want in the battle in the first place. You know, you want them behind your own lines. Now the Flak Panzer IV Ostwind, 37mm cannon, 250 shots a minute, 320 ammo. Sorry. But slightly better armour penetration, 48 at 100, still not something I'd take on tanks with. Same hull armour roughly, or pretty much. I don't know if it's slightly worse turret armour, about 16mm, due to sloping about effectively 20 odd. Quite fast, or quite slow actually, 24 miles an hour. Again, crew's quite exposed, or the gunner and the loader are. The ammo's all in the turret again. None of it's actually down, or there's some of it in the actual tank where it'll be more protected, but again not very good side armour. So it seems like the Ostwind would be good for taking out heavier vehicles, or aircraft, sorry, while the Flak Panzer will be good at just putting up a lot of shots. Well, the Ostwind will be more likely to take out in one shot, while the Verbal Wind will take them out in quite a lot of shots because it's firing so much ammo. Move on to the Kugelblitz. Again, good hull armour, slightly better turret armour. Armour penetration 53mm at 100 metres. Not particularly good for the other ranges. 1,200 ammo, 450 odd shots a minute, but 65 seconds for reloading, and quite slow. Effective thickness is practically 20, fairly, at certain angles it can go up to 40mm almost. But yeah, it's not particularly the most protected turret in the world. Better than the others, but not great. And well, the crew's actually enclosed this time, so they're slightly more protected, but still quite a vulnerable turret. But a fast-firing gun, a lot of ammo. Again, something I would have at the behind enemy lines. Should probably venture out a bit further than the other tanks, but then again, higher battle rating, so again, keep behind enemy lines, or your own lines, you should be okay. And the Karelian, which I've heard people say it's more like an armoured fighting vehicle. And it does look it. I don't know what these bits at the top are. Are they hatches or where machine guns are meant to go? I assume they are. I assume the front one is at least. Much better turret armour, 60, 40, 40. Hull armour, 80, 50, 40. And 250 shots a minute, 1,500 ammo, and a quick reload time, 1.5 seconds. Effective thickness is actually going up to 100mm at places. Yeah, this is actually a lot better, but of course a higher battle rating. Let's see where the crew are. They're in the turret, but a bit lower down, or the commander's quite high up, the rest are quite a bit lower down, they've got the gun protecting them. Ammo's all sort of spread all over the place. You know, the armor's not going to stop a shot hitting the ammo. the bits in the turret are probably a bit better because they're sort of between the turret and the hull, so you know that's sort of an awkward place to hit. Oh, wrong button. Quite a bit faster than the other tanks. Again, I'd keep this behind your own lines, otherwise it's just going to be slaughtered. Now we've got the Panzer IIIJ, I believe it's the other tank. Right. So I think this is pretty much like the Russian version. Again, better rear armour than side armour. Good gun, good penetration, 87mm at 100 meters, 65 at 1000. Seems to be quite okay armour. Well, maybe not the best, but I suppose for its battle rating it's quite good. Where's the crew? Yep, 2 in the hull, 3 in the turret. I think this is pretty much like the Russian one. Ammo's quite low down, which is good. That means it's quite good, well protected. Seems like a good tank for its battle rating. 33 miles an hour, probably a good hit and run tank. You know, fire a shot or two and then get the hell out of there. Panzer IVJ, where's that? Panzer IVJ. Again, quite good frontal armour, not very good side and rear hull armour. Turret is 50mm, which isn't as good, and quite bad side and rear armour. It's got those little skirt type things. Well, it hasn't got the mesh skirt that the Russian, the command tank has. Got a good gun, 7.5 second reload time. I think this is pretty much the same as the command tank, as far as I can tell. There's not much to add really. Seems quite good. Like I said, I don't play tanks that much, so I don't, you know, I could be wrong. 24 miles an hour, so on the slow side, but still. The other tank, the Marder, which is basically a anti-tank gun mounted on a tank. Trails, I think it's trails, as normal. It's got okay hull armour at the front. The rest is quite bad, and very bad turret armour. I don't know if it's mounted on a Panzer II. It's mounted on or Panzer 38 or 35. I know they used obsolete tanks for this sort of stuff. Good armour penetration, 115mm at 100 meters, 86 at 1000. Reloading time's almost 10 seconds, so not as good there. 26 miles an hour top speed, so fairly fast, but not the fastest thing in the world. Crew are exposed, well, the gunner and loader are. The machine gunner and the driver have got okay armour protecting them. Ammo's mainly in the hull, which is good, unless you're being shot at from the side. Again, another sort of shoot and scoot tank. Take advantage of its sort of okay speed. And the last tank is the Stug 3 Orfs G. Go to that quick. I think this is the first long-barreled gun. Yeah, 110mm penetration at 100 meters, 82 at 1000. Very good hull armour. Doesn't really have a turret as such. Well, it's very good frontal hull armour. It's got the side skirts. They're not mesh, so they might provide a bit more protection. Yeah. Again, 25 miles an hour, quite slow, but low profile, so it seems like more of an ambush tank. See where the crew are. Actually, see if this how thick the armour is at this bit. Oh yeah, mainly 80 odd millimeters. Crew are sort of, this doesn't really have a turret, but they're all, you know, it's a low down tank. They all seem reasonably well protected. The ammo seems quite low down, which is good. Probably one of the better tanks for where they've positioned everything. Battle rating of 4.3. First long barreled tank, I believe, or is it the F? I'll check the F quick. Oh no, the F has a slightly, it's got a long barrel gun, maybe not as long. Seems like a good enough tank destroyer for between the Jagdpanzer and the Panzer, and the Stug E. Is it the E? Yeah, between the F and the Jagdpanzer 4. So, yeah, that was a bit of a long-winded video, and probably not the best. Like I said, I haven't really used tanks, so I'm not entirely, you know, sure what to look for in the tanks. But yeah, that was basically a really basic overview of some of the tanks. Sorry I couldn't give a more in-depth view. Like I said, I don't really know much about them. Dev server's only open for a few hours, so I just wanted to get something out there because I haven't really looked at them properly. But yeah, thank you for watching. Leave feedback. Could always do with more feedback. Subscribe if you like these sort of videos. Leave a like. Could always, if you like the video. And well, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.